Hello, everyone. We have a special guest or guests this episode. It's Lions Week, and what better time than now to visit with our friends across the lake? That is Dave and Philip, a.k.a. the Cub and the Lion, or the Lion and the Cub, whatever you prefer to put first. They are located they're the Lion and the Cub podcast, but not so much podcast anymore, but they do a lot of stuff on... YouTube here. Yep. You can go to their website, the Lion and the Cub podcast.com, and then you can also head over to their YouTube channel. They do live streams and all that stuff. But gentlemen, welcome to the Packer Universe podcast. Thank you for coming on. You guys came on last November, I think. Yep. So that was a lot of fun. So we're having you back for Lions Week. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lions Week, right before the Thanksgiving debacle last week, Phil and Dave. So we're happy to talk some Lions Packers this week. I think you might get some sweet revenge here with the first Lions Packers meetings here in 2024.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. It's quite a pleasure. I do appreciate. I mean, it's the least we could do for a couple Packers fans.
The least we do for Packer people. We love them. We had a great time in Green Bay 7 years ago.
Yes, we did go to Green Bay. That was our first Lambeau experience.
We had a great time.
We didn't sit outside.
People were nice to you guys, right?
Oh, yeah. No, everyone was cool.
Yeah.
Even too much, and it wasn't pretty. And they were still nice to me.
Yes, we had
Wisconsin nice, you know.
Yeah, we were up in the suites and whatever they called it, and it was like really.
It was like in the end zone. It wasn't a suite, but it was an enclosed seat. We don't do outdoors.
After November.
Yeah.
Domes coming from dome guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, listen.
Well, we can't afford to go to home games, so and then outside.
That is very true. But I will say that dome aspect, I think it's like 13 of 17 this year, and has really came into our favor because Jared Goff's stats in a dome or being inside versus outside is a lot better. So I think that works into our favor this year. We're also big moon guys. Just some things Sorry, I don't mean to just take this over. We're into We're into moons.
Are you making moon water during the full moon, Phil?
That's like
outside on the full moon.
It's not that. It's that waning gibbous. It's that Gibson. Remember from last year? It's like a waxing gibbous. Yeah. It was like the Lions hadn't lost on a waxing gibbous, so we and that stayed true. So we'll take that. So those are just a couple things we've been up to in the postseason as we've been really digging in on those two things.
Waxing gibbous.
Your astrology, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to hear that today.
Yeah, it'd be like a running Gibbs, I think, is what it is.
Ooh! I did not have that on my Cub bingo card.
Detroit Lions. Hold on a second. Waxing gibbous. Yeah, here it is.
This is what
Lions. The Lions are actually 3-1 on a waxing gibbous days. They even won their first NFC North championship on a waxing gibbous day. And the Lions are 2-2 on a waning crescent day.
Well, thanks for having us. It's been great. Had a great time. They've already got that look, Phil.
Listen, there was an article posted on January 16th of this year called the 2023-24 Moon Stats.
Yeah.
All right. So as you can see, as a great established franchise as ourselves,
established.
This poor guy here, Ren's just about at it. Okay.
I'm just saying that we, those are some of the things that you have to, that gets your team going. So sorry.
Yeah.
And that was talking moons. And that was talking moons.
I like Taze waxing Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that's better.
Yes.
Well, Dave. Let's throw it to Dave here. Dave, like, how are you feeling right now about the Lions? Like, coming off that huge win against the Titans. We can talk about that in a second if you want. But, like, is this feeling that you have now the same as last year on the ramp up to a good season, or is this completely different? Is this new territory for you? Like, are you feeling even better?
Well, the difference between last year and this year is last year anything was good. And now this year it's expectations. perspective. It's
higher.
expectations. Teams that if they lost a game and it was like, it's like
Hooker, give us Hooker.
It's crazy. They suck.
The moon's falling. The moon's falling.
Yes, the moon.
It's like they're gonna lose if you. I told Phil the other day, they're gonna lose again. Okay, and they're all gonna lose their minds again. It is expectations. If nothing short, I would say an NFC Championship game at least appearance. If they flame out and if Goff gets hurt, it's over. But if they were to flame out in the playoffs, first round or whatever, that it would be like it was with the Tigers in the aughts and the early 10s, where it's like if you don't win the World Series, everybody's pissed.
Right.
It's expectations now, which is different. So
and I think when you deal with a city like Detroit, great city by the way, love Detroit. I think
Packers podcast, son.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying, I just want to piggyback off of this is that I feel like I'm more nervous this year watching football, as he was saying, telling me that they're going to lose again. But it's when you haven't won ever and you finally taste it. Just the city of Detroit, though, the Pistons have been really bad. The Red Wings were good, been kind of bad. And the Tigers kind of made a crazy run this year. It's this is the team that kind of kickstarts what we call April or October. What is it? April in the D, right?
Well, usually in the spring is April in the D because all the teams are playing.
But we made a joke this year because there was actually playoff baseball in October in the D. And so I don't know. I think it's the fan base is very excited. But again, just like any other fan base, I don't know why, but ours seems to really lose their nut. I think he's right when he says any kind of flame out. I mean, it's Super Bowl or bust, and I hate saying that. But that's kind of the fans' expectations because I think Dan Gable said it best at the end of last season, whereas you don't get this chance. You may never get this chance again. And so I don't know, the way that the team's playing, it's this constant inner battle between freaking out because your team's really good and that you think you're going to win a Super Bowl. But then at the same time, it's we've been historically terrible.
What?
And when does this fall apart? So
yeah.
You do always wait for the other shoe to fall when Goff gets hit. Every time he gets hit, I'm like, is this it? When Hutchinson went down, I'm like, dip. There it is.
It's over.
There. I didn't say it was over. The only unreplaceable guy is Goff.
Yeah.
Goff goes down. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if
the way he's been playing, Dave.
Well, he doesn't get hit.
The way he's been playing, Dave. No, I mean that's probably the best offensive line in the NFL. I mean, he's throwing the ball at a clip that Drew Brees used to throw it completion percentage wise. I mean, he is smart with the football. They're fantastic. I mean, he puts up 86 yards last week, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. We kept getting the ball. They kept getting it at the 25 yards. The Titans. He couldn't throw for 200-300 yards because they were starting at their 25.
Yeah.
So,
you don't need to. And those are good problems to have, Dave. And listen, Phil, if they lose a game here or there in the regular season, they're not going to lose many more. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. The sun, not the moon, will come up tomorrow. But that said, again, you look at this amazing performance they had on Sunday, and you're talking amazing from what they did from a interception yards return, punt return yards, kick return yards, two-headed monster running back, that offensive line. I don't really know that I see a better team in the NFL. I'm going to be straight honest. If I'm picking a Super Bowl winner at this point through the season, it's not the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs. It's absolutely the Detroit Lions because they're clicking on all cylinders.
Let's get that parade fired up.
I know you got worried last year, Dave. You were on the podcast, Dave, and you also said the same thing. You got really worried. If Goff goes down, stop thinking negative. Just play the season out. He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
Yeah,
this is the chance. This is the year. Aiden's already out. Do you guys see, hey, the trade deadline's next week. what are your feels there? I know Campbell this week, he's asked in the presser, anything going on? He's like, yeah, I think so. Basically is his MO. What would you like to see come in to spell little Aiden? And then piggyback off of that, one or both of you, I'm going to get to one of my later questions. That is simply, where's the weakness on the football team, guys? Because I don't really see it.
Well, that's a very good question.
First of all, thank you for the compliment. As a Lions fan, that means a lot. We do appreciate that.
Where's the weakness, Phil? Defensive end, obviously.
Where is the weakness?
Position group? I don't know.
I think, man, I don't know if it's a weakness. I think if there's places that we could use, I always think the offensive line. I know you're going to say it's the best in the league, but if one of those guys goes down, it's bad, especially a Penei Sewell or Frank Ragnow. We do have backups in. We have had people to step in. Zeitler was out last week, and Awasika stepped in. Mahogany, I think, is going to be active for the first time this year, which is good. So they do have that. So they're building on that. I think my biggest weakness is
I believe
the front
food in the cafeteria.
I was going to say, if there is a real one, is getting caught up in the moment. We've never been in this before as a franchise. I think. I mean, I shouldn't speak for like the 50s, I guess, modern era. But do they get caught up in the moment and accidentally sell the house for a Chase Young or somebody, and they come in and throw off the feng shui and do more further damage because we gave up the future to try to win now? I look at the Rams. They're kind of in a bad situation. They got the ring, which I think we would do anything for. But again, I think Brad Holmes is too good of a builder. I sit with this all the time.
I'll be shocked if we go out and get somebody that's going to cost first round draft choice. I'll be stunned if they do something like that.
I think I'd be a little frustrated if they traded anything high, like a first or second, unless it was for a pretty big name,
a premier player.
A Max Crosby, which isn't going to happen. I've never been like that, but like that's a guy that I think could actually make a game changer. TJ Watt, obviously, but those are players that aren't gonna. The team's not willing to give up a player like that.
Right.
So
I think it'll be a role.
You could
player.
maybe get Crosby, but
you'd sell the future, and that I just think is silly. I think the team is too good for that. So
he's a local guy, so Crosby, he's from Southeast Michigan. So
are you okay with the roster as is right now? Then, like that's what I'm hearing, right?
Him over the top.
I am not okay with the roster they have now, but I trust Brad Holmes to do the right things. He doesn't do the flashy thing. So
that's what you got Ben Johnson for, is to dial up that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure. Triple reverse flea flicker to a eligible
Montgomery to Laporta.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is that people don't ever realize is just a little. He is my college roommate is his cousin. Fun fact. I love fact.
He only mentions it every game.
But David Montgomery was a high school quarterback, so like David is a pretty good thrower. But we've also heard that Ben Johnson has Penei Sewell throwing passes at practice, which. Reporters can't report on, but because Ben Johnson said it at the press conference, they could all confirm it then.
Top secret.
Correct. Yeah. And so, he said, I think the quote was, "The well is deep." Someone asked him after the Cowboys game, because obviously like the Cowboys is a big sore thumb on that was a revenge game. That was a unload the clip game. And somebody was like, "Hey, do you feel like you maybe did too much?" And he was like, you can never do too much. The well is deep. And so
what's he gonna say? We've run them all. We can't think of another damn thing to do.
Yes, and you hate Coach Beach as much as I do.
Dave, I know you that the well is deep with your Cowboys feels. So from our past episodes. I do know the well is deep.
The well is deep. Yeah, no. When they kneeled down on the last play, they had a guy come in and report as eligible.
Yeah.
One of the linemen.
On the last play and on the first
officials. Now
that was the first play. They did that the first play and the last play, which I do find is quite hilarious.
A funny troll.
Yeah, it's a good.
I don't think they weren't trying to pick on the Cowboys, no matter what Chris Christie said. They were
on Jerry Jones' birthday.
Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
What a better president! What a better president of that man than he could ever get.
Good old fashioned.
Again, going back to the weakness part. I mean, shoot, I was even looking at the punter today. He's averaging like 48.
Oh, best punter in the NFL.
And our punter is better, but that's not even a weakness there. I thought, well, Danny Whelan, shit, we got the punting game beat on these guys, but then I look at your punting game. I'm like,
the field, man. When
we're barely even winning that one. I don't know.
We got a kicker from the USFL/UFL that never kicked a field goal in college. He was a kickoff specialist in college, and then he started kicking 62-yarders for the Michigan Panthers, and they were like, we need a kicker really bad. And then all preseason he struggled, and once he missed one extra point, and I think he's made every field goal. So
yep, that's correct.
But that would be a weakness, but it's really not anymore.
Yeah. Phil, I think you were onto something there with maybe the weakness is, getting in your own way. I mean, I'll agree with Ren here. Like, you guys are good. It's hard to find any deficiencies kind of on your roster, and I guess in our opinion. And we've gotten to see a few games and some of the footage from some of these games. We're not watching every one of them. Yeah. Obviously, the highlights are all over the place.
Sure.
But like, at the same time, I just want to play devil's advocate for a minute. The Titans are terrible. You guys had 5 in the red zone. You had 4 takeaways. We heard Campbell say all this stuff. The special teams was amazing. Khalif Raymond was on fire. And what did Goff have? 85 yards passing.
Yeah.
I mean, so like this was a terrible game for the Titans. The Lions capitalized on everything that they did. So do you see that as like a or like
it was a trap game, man? The old Lions, they'd have got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah, we were talking about it after the game about how previous regimes of Lions, even the good ones that made the playoffs, that would have definitely been a game where they would have been thinking ahead. And I think there's a really if you want to, let's peel the layers back even further. There's a really cool video from the punt returned for a touchdown for Leaf where the return team that was out there was our starting defense, and you had Aleem McNeil blocking the punter, and you had starting defensive players out there blocking even the kicker, which is the furthest player from here. It says something about Dan Campbell's ability to be a leader of men versus just a head coach. He has them believing for their next person, and that's why I guess I feel okay with the way the roster is because they all believe. So yeah.
We're just worried 4 years from now he's just going to go become president. He's a leader of men.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think it does say attest to it to where these even the Minnesota game, that's a game that they probably don't come back and win. I don't know. There's just something different about the way that this group of 53 are playing together. It's really crazy. They're just humming different.
Yeah, he seems to have built something right there, and they do buy in. And he doesn't give a shit, excuse my French, but he'll go out, he'll test, and he'll go on 4th and 4 from his own 34. It doesn't matter at times.
Yeah, he's
a gambler. He's a gambler. He's willing to do what he feels is right for his football team at the time, and the guys, nobody blinks an eye, and you have to give him that for that.
He's gotten better as a game coach.
Yeah,
Campbell has gotten much better. He still every once in a while he does things and you go, but his clock management has really improved. He was bad. Oh, he was bad at the beginning. let
Well, you can't have perfection. You can't be perfect all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, I see how this is going to go. I see. We're going to get personal now.
It's going to get personal, Dave. Just work into it. It's going to be okay.
It hurts, but you're right.
But Dave, I mean, Dave and Phil, we know about expectations and what that can do to your fan base. I mean, we watched our team go to 3 NFC championships back to back and not get out of there, and yes, we've been on the top, and we maybe had an embarrassment of riches for a long time here, but we're still working for everything that we get. I mean, maybe we have an advantage now of a backup quarterback that can come in.
I wanted to bring him up.
Yeah, we were. That's our biggest question.
You're talking about Goff, who you guys think if he goes down and out, then what are you gonna do? Your hands are up, and you think you're gonna lose. On the other hand, the Packers, Malik Willis, we found something there. So I think we got something over. Maybe that's our biggest.
I totally agree. Maybe Hendon Hooker is the next Tom Brady. He's just waiting for the starter to go down, and he's going to step in. But I don't know. But Malik Willis, very impressed. I'm like, is that I wanted the Lions to draft Malik Willis in that draft.
Okay.
Yeah, there was talks of him going as high as like second or third in that draft. There was talks of him being even the number 1 pick that year, and then he does fall, I think, to the 3rd round to Tennessee, if I remember.
To
Tennessee.
That's correct.
Yeah, Tennessee. And
Tennessee sure could have used him last Sunday. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, they really could.
Yeah, they traded their best quarterback. The other 2 guys can't play quarterback at all.
I didn't know. I asked Phil if they traded him or they released him. So they did trade him. Is that how you guys got him?
7th round pick. Yeah.
Oh, they fleeced you guys. Oh, they took you they took you out to the woodshed and beat you with it.
Dave, you got 1 week left. You guys can offer a 3rd or 4th for Malik Willis right now, just for backup.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where did I just see? I just saw somewhere that said that the Chiefs should trade for Devontae Adams, who just got traded to the Jets. I mean,
Well,
hey,
this isn't Madden. This is not
Madden.
Madden.
Right. But hey, let's all be thankful that we aren't the Jets or the Browns.
The Browns. Browns won a game.
The Browns did win. Shout out to
I love that the Jets are the Jets, man. I love that the Jets are the Jets. It's poetry in motion. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Malik, before we get off of that entirely, Jordan Love is supposed to be bouncing back. He's supposed to the injury to his groin is not to be that bad.
He's day-to-day.
And he's day to day. So I guess from a Lions standpoint, a fan standpoint, like first question is, who would you rather face the whole game? And do you think it's a disadvantage for the Lions to have to prepare for both of them?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
I would like for them to face Jordan Love the entire game, especially if he hurts that groin again in the first quarter. I want him to be forced to stay in. That's what I would like. Okay. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know who. Willis, is he more mobile?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a runner.
He was. I remember him as really good runner in college.
Yeah,
you did not watch a single Malik Willis game.
Bull crap! That's why I wanted him to draft him.
Do you even know who Malik Willis played for in college?
Phil, your dad was watching Liberty football every weekend.
Liberty. I knew where he played. Now I don't know much. Trust me. But I do know that he played, and they played some tough schedule. They were Clemson,
that's where my college fund. You were betting on Malik Willis overs with your bookie. Okay, I see how it is. There goes all our money. So
there goes your inheritance, son.
Okay.
No, I would probably rather play Love if he is a little gimpy, because we don't handle running quarterbacks very well.
We don't believe in the spy. We do not believe in a quarterback
spy. For wusses. We'd rather watch him run down the field.
Well, I did catch your stream a little bit. I went back and watched the end of your stream because I wanted to see if you guys talked about the Packers at all this last game against the Titans. Oh. Dave, you were kind of like when Phil said Jordan Love's out, your eyes brightened up a little bit, and you were like, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah.
So I think you maybe want to take on Willis. I mean, I know he's a more running.
Willis is the pumpkin's gonna turn back, or the golden carriage will turn back to a pumpkin. I'm always like, guys revert to who they are. Like, what's the guy in Minnesota?
Oh, Sam Darnold. You're just waiting.
Sam Darnold. He is who we thought he was.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Okay. What about a guy named Jared Goff in Los Angeles?
Jared Goff did take him to a Super Bowl. He wasn't a bust. He wasn't.
I mean, he wasn't great. He's way better than Detroit.
Yes,
way better than
Detroit. He was a bridge quarterback when we got him. People were like, "He's awful." A certain. Oh, wait a minute. A certain person. No, I got to do it this way. Here we go. I got it. A certain person was like, "Goff, he sucks."
Well, he couldn't throw the football.
There we go.
Now what? Now what? He's a late bloomer.
Yeah, he's just a Cali.
He self-sacks. He just sits down. Why is he sitting down?
Honestly,
okay.
Honestly, when does a trade work out for both parties like that?
Never.
Yeah, it never does.
Never.
You got rid of Kelly. You got rid of Kelly, and you got Jared, and both won.
And then we got like 8 players out of the deal, right, Phil?
Yes. Don't open that. Yeah. Please do not open the can of worms of Kelly Stafford, because we could do a whole podcast on my thoughts.
Girl,
I know you guys. I know you boys can go off on Kelly. She's an awful. Yeah, she's something.
Yeah, she's all right. She's all right.
Well, let's stick a little closer to home. NFC North, guys. I mean, you're taking on the Packers this week, and I would think I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but like, I would think that this game's pretty important to you guys too. There's another one coming up again with the rematch, no matter what happens here. But like, Packers, Bears, Vikings, this division has been on fire this beginning of this season here. Like, who are you guys afraid of most? Bears, Vikings, Packers at this point?
Yeah, best division since the merger in 1970.
Packers, obviously. I mean, if the Packers win the game, they are first place. They're the first place team.
I think Green Bay has the. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll go.
They would just have the tiebreaker because they would have the head-to-head.
Yeah, I think
you got to say something.
I mean, 3 of these teams are making the playoffs this year.
That was one of my questions.
I think there's no doubt 3 of these teams are making the playoffs. I'm a little biased. I think the Lions win the NFC, get the bye. I think
Homer.
I think the Packers and the Vikings both make the playoffs.
I think the Vikings are on the way out.
Could they? You think the Vikings are on the way out?
Broke them. We broke them.
We broke them.
I think the Vikings are going down in flames with Dave. I think it's we saw their best, and now we're gonna get their rest. That's it.
There you go.
That defense is just good. That is and defense is hard carry. Look at the Chicago Bears as a franchise. There's records that they are Caleb Williams is breaking records that were set by, like, I don't know, Doak Walker and stuff like that. So I don't know if he played for the. Yeah, there you go. Just like old people, So, anyways, back to the topic. Yeah, I think the NFC North is the best division. I mean, it's very clear. I mean, we don't have to toot our own division, but I think obviously the Packers are still obviously the kings of the North. They've always have been. They have had a pip in the step. I think last time we talked about when we were on here a year ago was, is J Love even the guy?
Right.
I think he answered that question. He does lead the league in interceptions, and he was getting close there with touchdowns. But I do think about, you have this battle now. Obviously, Jordan Love is going to be the continuous, moving forward. But like, how do you guys want the season to go? Like, if Malik's pumping, do you want to keep? That's like Indy just benched Anthony Richardson for old Flacco. As a Packers fan, you have both these options. I'm very curious. Like, do you want to ride the hot hand, or is J Love the guy?
I think it's A1 and then it's B and D, C, D. It's you always take Jordan Love if he's healthy, but now we know, and they probably practice it in practice. sets and plays with Malik now. And if they didn't, they're doing it now. They're going to take advantage of that. And that's kind of why I asked you guys if you think it's at a disadvantage for the Lions to have to prepare for two quarterbacks, because that's kind of the situation they're in. And if every team has to do that, every opponent has to do that from this point forward, then that's awesome for us.
That is a big advantage.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
And you have Robert Salah now, so
well, he's just hanging out, right? Is he just what is he doing?
He's just hanging out.
Bob's just in the building. He's
Bob, he's just hanging out.
Nothing to see here.
Coffee, anything I can get for you? Run down.
Him and his best man Matt LaFleur are just playing some cribbage in the back room.
There you go, friends. It's a great thing.
Yeah. Listen, the offense runs through Jordan Love. It runs better through Jordan Love when healthy. You look at him. The games he has played. He missed a couple games in the middle of the season, and he still led the NFL in touchdowns. And but the interception and the completion percentage has got to get better this year. It's not been the greatest, but listen, when this offense is clicking, it goes through Jordan, and it can work, and it can get on you in a second. Malik can't do that. He's a nice backup to have. I mean, 2.5 wins, you like to have that in your back pocket. But when this team is cooking, and if they want to win an NFC championship and a Super Bowl championship, it definitely requires Jordan Love. And I don't know if this weekend is going to be the case with the bye coming up. That's a questionable thing. They need the win against the Lions, a big game, as you were mentioning, Phil. They hold the tiebreaker. You'd love to see him play. He is day-to-day. We're going to get this talk from LaFleur all late in the week about being limited. How was Jordan today? Limited. You're going to get that crap all week long.
Going to get
he wants to keep the Lions coaching staff off balance. When inevitably, I think most of the week they're going to be planning for Malik.
Yeah, very true.
Yep, absolutely.
How has you guys have been rushing the ball very well this year. Yeah. That's really has to help with having Malik. I think that's obviously from like a good running back duo to another good running back core. It helps when you can win a game where your quarterback has to throw for 100 yards or less. How much has that Josh Jacobs really changed the game for you guys?
Tay, you want me to answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, just the consistency piece. I mean, I'm a huge Aaron Jones fan, and to see him walk out the door was a really tough thing. He was one of my favorite Packers of the last 15 years. But one thing you get with Josh Jacobs is consistency. You get leadership. You get a hammer. He's availability. That's a huge thing. And
the best ability.
Absolutely, 100%. You saw him, clip off that 38-yard run against the Jacksonville Jaguars late. It was huge. But that's what he brings to the table. He's just a consistent piece. When he won the rushing title a couple of years back, he's just available, and he can do it week in, week out. He can hammer you. He's not flashy, but it's definitely something you want to have in the running game. He can pass catch as well. So, it comes down to the simple fact that Aaron Jones just missed too much time because he would miss anywhere from 3 to 6 games every year consistently the last 3 years he was there. And it's Josh is not the love I think we had, and I think Tay would agree that we had for Aaron Jones, but he is from a player that you want to have on your team from that leadership running standpoint. He's everything you could ask for and then some.
Yeah, I think he's when you get Malik Willis, that game plan, I think you get a healthy dose of Josh Jacobs and running game. So I think that's a package deal. Like run game include if Malik is playing QB, you're gonna get running heavy. And it almost seems like the Packers offensive line seems to switch, flip a switch to running game, and they've been successful at that. So I do feel confident in that if Malik has to go, and Josh Jacobs is a huge part of that. And the game plan around that is phenomenal. But I'll echo everything that Ren just said. Availability. I mean, he's constant. You can rely on him. And it'd be great to have Aaron Jones here as a 1-2 punch, but it's just it didn't happen.
I understand they're not allowed to have anybody named Aaron on the team at all. Is that correct? Did I read that?
Yeah, it's good not having the other Aaron. We're glad that baggage is being picked up at JFK. So.
Okay. All right. So
well,
you're saying you miss Aaron Rodgers? Is that what you're saying?
absolutely not.
Nodding and no. He was a bit of a goofball.
No.
I admire your running back duo. I mean, those two are just amazing. Now they're throwing touchdown passes. I mean, Montgomery and Gibbs are a 1-2 punch that it's I don't want to see that this weekend, but we're gonna get it. The Packers, I think, are generally speaking, are a team that is still coming into their own. They're still trying to find their stride. They have, a few missing parts with injuries here and there, offensively without Jordan and stuff. But, on the other side of things, the Lions just seems like, they've had you guys have missing a couple players here and there, but you guys are on all cylinders and you're firing everywhere. So it's scary. And that's why you guys, I think, are, yes, one of the best teams in the league right now. Packers, I think, can be your greatest adversary this year if they can put it all together and be a lot more consistent with their games week to week. Then I think that, you could get definitely Lions, Packers in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers were most people's favorite going into this season. Maybe have a couple biased ears from friends, but I think a lot of people had the Packers being the team that this was Jay Love's year to show out. He does get injured, but that's why you have a backup. That's why you have the next man up mentality. And so
why don't we have one?
Question? Well, we do. We just haven't had the need to use him yet. So, okay. And Hendon hasn't looked bad in the little bit he's played. So we'll keep it that way. I'm very positive.
He just came in and handed off and then kneeled.
That's fine.
I know.
You could even have Montgomery go play quarterback the way he threw the ball last weekend.
There you go.
I just want to also, I saw a fun stat that I don't think Daniel Jones has any passing touchdowns at home, and the Lions have 2 passing touchdowns from a wide receiver and a running back before a quarterback does. Just want to throw some fun stats out there about the Giants.
This is the fun stats.
But yeah, Jared Goff also has touchdowns. He had some touchdowns over some
wide receivers. More touchdowns than incompletions the last 4.
Yeah, so now it's something. So now the streak has continued where they have more offensive touchdowns than offensive incompletions.
Yeah,
this would have been the 4th week in a row now. So,
like I said, he's our 2024 version of Drew Brees, like circa 2017. He's just he hits them. He's consistent. MVP. Doesn't put the ball in harm's way. He's been fantastic. And again, you talk about the O-line. You talk about all the skill position players. Obviously, Jameson out this week, but the two-headed monster. I think you guys have a cute nickname for those 2 guys. I don't quite remember what that is, but obviously, tight end play. I mean, you went and got rid of your old tight end, brought in a better tight end from the same college.
Oh yeah.
Could they maybe use another wide receiver via the trade? Maybe. But this team is.
Oh no,
is
they've got Tim Patrick.
6'8".
He's 6'10", tallest wide receiver.
We've got a lot of those kind of outliers too on the Packers over the years. But that said, really, Sunday, for the Packers to have a chance, be it if they have Malik or Jordan, it really comes down to having Evan Williams. This is a guy gets redrafted in the 1st round now. If they redraft the 2024 draft, missed him on Sunday. Evan Williams, one of our safeties, missed him on Sunday. We got McKinney, who's just worth every cent the Packers ever paid him. Javon Bullard in the slot playing safety corner, and then Edgerrin Cooper. It just gets better with more playing time. So you get 4 guys going to be together 4 years, and this defense has massively overturned the Packers. More back end of the defense this year that could give the Lions some problems. Hopefully, if they're all available come Sunday.
Speaking of Jameson Williams, he might be facing another suspension.
Yeah.
After this one.
Charge.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Like we said.
Again, it's paperwork, he says. With paperwork.
The best ability is availability. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, it's next man up, I guess. So
Next man up.
Yep.
So they say. So I just was curious. What have you guys' thoughts been on maybe I'm wrong, but Christian Watson has kind of taken a step back this year. This was kind of supposed to be his like breakout season as him being J Love's guy, and it's more of turned to Jaden Reed.
Yep.
Jaden Reed has been consistently eating. Was there a switch? I don't watch too much about the Packers.
What happened?
Yeah, literally, like kind of what has been the switch there for those two guys?
Go ahead, Red.
I would say Christian's never been that. He's been unavailable. Had too many issues with his hammy. He's their deep threat. He does what he needs to do downfield blocking. He's a team guy. He'll always talk about that in the receiving core. But he's never really been that. Jay Reed is the guy. He's the orbit motion guy. He's, they pull out that wheel route, to get that big, long first down to ice it against the Jags. He's everything and then some. I mean, he's fantastic. He's their number one receiver. But the guy who's really been after the one blip on the radar, Romeo Doubs is a possession receiver. He's the guy. He's Jordan's blanket. When they need a first down, he'll come up with it consistently. That's the guy I'd look out for. With Reed being the big play guy, Wicks is a great route runner. He can do everything. Just got to make sure his hands are right sometimes. And once in a while you pop one off the top with Watson. It's a good problem to have. The Packers have a kind of problem with riches. You throw in a Bo Melton there at 5. They go 5 deep, easy, no problem. And then, hey, let's not forget last week, National Tight Ends Week. Hey, we got a pretty damn good one now too, in Tucker Kraft, and he's somebody we finally found one after all these years who can really get it done.
Is he from Iowa?
Tucker? No, that's a South Dakota State boy.
Close enough.
Was it Mark Chimura? Wasn't that the big tight end back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
89.
Hot tub.
Got a little trouble in a hot tub.
Yeah.
I remember correct. Allegedly, I must say that for legal purposes.
I think he got found guilty of that.
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Pretty sure there was some monies paid to some families on a civil side on that thing. So
okay. Yeah. Well, that's the last tight end I remember.
That is very true, though.
Yeah, we had Finley for a little bit. And
Robert Tonyan.
And that was the end. The tool shed Tonyan was good for a minute for one season, but
he got passed around the NFC North.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Sounds kinky.
So, yeah. Yeah, he did. But Tucker Kraft is the real deal, guys. He's real good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, let's get into one last thing.
Okay.
Predictions.
Lay
it on me. Phil, Dave, what do you think is going to actually happen? Not what you want to happen, but what will actually happen. Give me a score, give me a feeling, give me a vibe.
You go first, old man.
Thanks, son.
Yeah.
You know, I always just take whatever you pick and flip it.
I know. So that's why I want
for me.
That's why I want you to go first.
What is the can I have some spreads?
Sure.
Tell me the spread. You tell me the spread, Dave.
Isn't the Lions favored?
Yeah.
Guess whose line is it anyways? What do you think? It's a 3.5.
3.5. I think I've read that already, so yeah. I will. I am going to say that. How the hell? I don't know. It's going to be one team some points, another team some other points. I'm going to pick. Man, we're scoring a lot of points. I'm going to say 28-24 Lions. They cover. Take it to the bank. Take out a second mortgage.
How you
28-24. There it is. It's in stone.
I'm just checking one thing here.
Oh, here we go. The Cubs
research.
Corner.
So it's going to be rainy on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Dan Campbell says bring your cleats. The footing is the most important thing. That's what Dan said.
There it is. We believe in Dan. Whatever he says, we believe.
I would say, obviously, road games, it's always good to hold your ground at home. I think we're going to see a lot of groundwork where this will be a true test of the Lions' trenches.
Lions are 3-0 on the road. 3-0.
Yep. I'm going to take the Lions. I'm going to go 24-17 Lions. I think we're going to see a lot of rushing touchdowns. I would take all the running backs to score a touchdown.
Any ATTD?
Yeah, I'd take Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, and David
Gibbs.
and David Montgomery. So yeah, I think again, is Jair Alexander playing? Is he bummed? He's still.
I think he will.
He's kind of a game day. He's a game day guy this weekend.
Yeah, he's just such a dog. It's hard for a guy like me to even admit, but at least I could do for a Packers.
Yeah, at least we can do for Packers.
Right. Yeah. Thanks,
but yeah, that's gonna be 24-17 is gonna be my final.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Dave a little bit and say 28, but that's gonna be for the Packers. 27 Lions.
35-28 Lions.
No, 28-27. They're gonna win by 1 point.
Field goal at the end in the rain.
With quarterback stuff up in the air, I'm going to go 28-24 Lions. In Green Bay.
That's smart man right there.
I don't want that credit from you, Dave. I just
yes.
with the quarterback piece up in the air. I think outside of the quarterback, having not Jair but Evan Williams available is going to really be huge for the Packers, so they can set up the rest of the back end. And and again, if the field's a little sloppy, those guys might bring their cleats, but oftentimes they have the right diameter stud in their cleat. Who knows? That could help the Packers out big time. We've seen it happen, man.
Yeah,
it's 3 for the Lions and 1 for the Pack.
Yeah. Yep. I'm a true homer.
Hey,
it's okay.
You'll always know who I'm pulling for, Tay. I feel you. I'm a big homer guy. So, but
yeah,
I'm just a realist. Not quite a. My quarterback's going to go out for the season realist like Dave, but
I'm just saying if it does happen,
we got to take it what it is. So.
It's rude.
Well, hey, what's the best part about this is that, hey, folks, you'll have to come by later to see the outcome.
There you go.
I was trying for a good teaser, but it.
No, that's good. Thanks, Phil.
It's their show,
but
Phil.
Phil, you can tell Packer Universe and the rest of Lions country, where they can find you during game or post game before we let you go here.
Sure, of course. Make sure to follow us on all our socials. X, formerly known as Twitter, at x.com/Lion Cub podcast. Make sure to give us a follow on the Facebook, the Lion and the Cub podcast.
We got to get to 100.
We just would like to get to 100, so that would be great. And then after that, our two biggest places, our next big place is YouTube. So YouTube, Lion Cub podcast.
There it is.
Subscription. It's right there on the thing. And go to the live tab. That's where you will catch all of our awesome videos. Sometimes there might be 2 videos due to technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but besides that, we are an A1 program sponsored by Dabco. So
if you want to come during the game, you'll get an unbiased opinion. We're not homers, okay? We're not going to be just rooting for the Lions. Maybe
one of them.
Well, one of us holds us down. The one keeps us afloat and our head up and make sure we're active and engaged. So
get engaged.
Yes.
Yeah, there's always one of us, right? There's Tay and then there's me. It is what it is. So.
Yep.
Then after the game, go to your guys. Do you do it live?
We don't, but we might get there. Yeah, we do our first takeaway right after the game.
Okay, so but look for the post-game autopsy, as we used to call it.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to do a Monday autopsy. How did they lose this one? Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
Didn't have to change the title.
Well, when you get the first take, the nice thing is you get your emotions running high, regardless of the win or the loss, and you generally say things with a little louder voice, one way or the other.
Absolutely,
that's very.
It's all fun. It's all fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all
about having fun.
Yeah. That we like that the Lions are relevant after all these years, and we get to have
all these decades. Hey, that's kind of a jab. Hey, that was unnecessary.
The truth hurts.
We we're keeping it cool. I thought you.
Hey, no, but that's what makes sports so fun, guys. For real.
I'm sorry we can never come back on your show again. We're very sorry.
Take a piss on it, but that is what makes sports fun is rivalries and talking with other fans of the teams. It makes it fun. Without that, it wouldn't be worth talking about.
Yeah, I would classify you guys as right now, at least before the game played, friends of the North here. So
nice.
We're always friends, man.
We definitely we appreciate you guys coming on here again. And you know what? I mean, like I said, in 5 weeks we play each other again. So hopefully we're friends then. Maybe we'll do this again.
Yeah.
In 5 more weeks.
Bill
from
and
now.
I might not be friends in 5 weeks, but we will be friends.
Yeah. That is
that
we can guarantee that.
Thing.
That is a guarantee. Yep.
You guys got Thanksgiving coming. You got to break bread. You got to stay together.
This year we get a game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So do we. We're both playing, not each other this year, but Packers Thursday night.
We never get
you guys in the morning. So
they tried to take it away a few years ago. The Lions are awful. Can we please get somebody else on there?
No,
I hope the moon is right, Phil, on Thanksgiving, man.
Thank you.
I don't know what kind of moon, what phase of the moon you got on Thanksgiving, but you might want to check that out.
I think it'll be a gibbous.
I think it'll be a winning gibbous.
Winning.
Winning gibbous.
Look at you.
So for all our astrology fans out there, if you want any more moon, make sure to follow at the Moon and the Stars podcast. That's our new one we just started. It's me and my dad. We talk about astrology.
I can't make that one. No, that's just
nice.
Awesome.
Just Philip.
I can't wait till the tarot cards come out at some point on another podcast. We'll get there when we get there.
It's on our Patreon, so make sure to follow.
If you watch our stream at any time after the game, nothing we say is meant to be personal.
Yes.
If you call anybody in the Packers bad names.
Yes.
It's not true.
Emotions. It's it's a competition.
Yeah, sometimes you got to let it out, Dave.
We do. Don't worry.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, guys.
I'm sure I'll have some choice words myself come Sunday.
Well, now that's different. Again, Dan. Okay. You
awesome,
guys are the best, though. Seriously.
No, you guys are awesome. You guys are a lot of fun.
Do you have Bears guys that come on? And
we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We got a friend of the North now down in Chicago. His name is Joey Christopoulos. He works for a few sports agencies in Chicago, and I think, and in fact, we have a bye week after you guys, and then we play the Bears. So we're gonna have him on before that game. So look for that. I mean, I think maybe we talk more smack with him than we do with you guys. I think
so likable. We're so likable.
You are.
A couple of loves.
Yeah, he's good fun too. He's been waiting on a quarterback. He's been waiting on a quarterback all his life, man. Now
that is true. That is very true.
He's very
what about the Vikings? Do you have a guy for you to talk to?
We don't have a horn guy yet. We're working on it.
We do not.
We're working on our horn.
I think we're dragging our feet on that one, guys. I mean, honestly, who wants
nobody wants to talk to the Vikings. Nobody.
Really don't. No.
Nobody.
Maybe you can get that hot girlfriend of the head coach. Remember that? Wasn't that?
Well, they're still dating.
He was really working himself there. The coordinator for the Cowboys now.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Beautiful wallet, Dave, you should know. Beautiful wallet, Mr. Zimmer.
Yeah. Mr. Zimmer. He was way overdoing his coverage there. I don't know what kind of money he got, but yeah,
not quite New England Patriots
level. No.
Yeah, Bill's
a whole
doing
different
his
solar
thing
system.
Yeah, Bill's doing his thing too. Yep,
he's quite a good-looking fella. I gotta admit. He's a good-looking guy.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Phil, I don't know what rabbit hole we got down, but
that'll be that's a good sign for us to sign off. Again, thanks Phil, thanks Dave. It's the Cub and the Lion and the Cub podcast. Go follow them on YouTube. Go follow them on Facebook, X, and
Rumble.
Of course they have a Rumble and they have a website too. Go check them out there. All right, guys, thanks. We really appreciate it. And until next time,
absolutely. 5 weeks.
Go Lions. Go Lions.
Great fun. Go Pack Go.
Put some pants on, Dave.
Hey, no shorts.